Today's video is absolutely worthy of a totem smash because Mojang and Minecraft have finally enabled the deferred technical preview on both PlayStation 4 and 5, offering a shader-like experience to PlayStation players. So I wanted to start with the elephant in the room because the biggest question I'm getting is, hey Echo, how do you actually download this, test this, and use this as not only a PlayStation user, but also as an Xbox player? And for everybody saying, why is this available on PlayStation and not on Xbox? It has been possible on Xbox since day one, but let me explain a couple of things. In the most recent changelog, which is 1.21.60.23, I'll leave it in the description, in the technical changes under Graphical, they have added a brand new option, but more importantly, it says enable the deferred technical preview for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 in preview. And then it says how to get started. We're going to ignore that for now. However, if you are on PlayStation 4, it does say a known issue on PlayStation 4 may cause some entities or items to be invisible when turning on or toggling the deferred technical preview. But again, how on earth do you download it on a console? To put this bluntly, there is no direct way to download these on Xbox or PlayStation. Mojang and Microsoft blocked those methods a long time ago. There might be a couple of methods where you have to jump through hoops, but it is quite technical and difficult to do. So a lot of you, like me, I thought Mojang would have just given PlayStation and Xbox players a default pack to download in the marketplace so we can test this. To me and to you, that would make sense, right? Because the whole point of this deferred being enabled is so people can test it and give feedback. So the only way you're able to do this right now is if you're playing on a solo world with your friends, you have to have someone who's either on a phone in the preview or on a PC in the preview. Somebody who has the packs downloaded, because this isn't technically made by Mojang and Minecraft themselves. It is community driven, which a lot of people don't understand. Anyway, I have this preview world here. So if you want to check this out in just like a private world with your friends, what your friend needs to do is inside of the multiplayer experience is that they need to force download the resource packs. Okay. So for example, I have Poggy's Luminar streams, one of the best shader-like experience out there. I am referring this to shaders. The deferred technical preview is like the publicly shared internal name for this. They'll probably come up with something a little bit snazzy when it is released. Anyway, if I'm the host of a world, I'm on PC, my friend's on PlayStation, they want to test this. Enable the pack, then go ahead and turn this on. So it says, shared packs. Players are asked to download all local packs in order to join the game. If I now start the world, my friend joins, they're going to be prompted to download this. Remember, if you're on PlayStation or Xbox, they have to be in preview. This is not in the latest versions, such as 1.21.50, which was, of course, the Garden Awakens updates. Then I would play the game, they would join, and of course, they would have access to this and they could download it. The other way is going to be through realms. If you have a realm and turn it on, force players to download the packs there, they can join the world and they will have access to it. It's really weird the way they've done it. They haven't done a very good job in explaining it, in my opinion. And like I said to you guys, I've been downloading Poggy's Luminar streams. Has over 1.1 million downloads. One of the best, if not the best, deferred technical preview pack out there. There's so many incredible options. But you have to understand, this is still in experimental. There is a long way to go with this. It's not being released this year, obviously. It's going to be released, I reckon, around about summertime of 2025. But you have to download the packs. I'll leave the links down below for those of you interested. I am curious, whether you're on phone, PC, or on a console, and you do have access to this, does anybody else end up with like this grainy experience when you turn these on or off and your son ends up like this? Now, regardless, once you do have this installed, go into your game, go into settings, scroll down, go to video, scroll down again, and if it's on fancy or simple, that's fine. If you do have a deferred technical preview pack, you need a pack. Luminar Streams is a prime example. This will no longer be grayed out. You can go ahead and turn this on, and then you have a couple of different options down here, so you can favor this for performance, favorite for visual, or you can customize it. And then we have even more settings down here. I'm playing on quite high. I actually don't know the difference between these. Haven't taken the time to read it too much. But yeah, it's still a long way to go. Things are getting much better, and different packs offer different experience. But this is a community-driven feature. It's not directly developed by Mojang. They're doing the internal tech, but the community are making the packs. As for the rest of the features, we have some huge parity this week, but we're starting with features and bug fixes. Blocks. Fixed a crash that could occur when teleporting back into a chunk where a block entity was destroyed. We have a bug report. Client-side chunk caching error leading to block entity anomalies. So we do have a video here. Basically, what happens is the block disappears, but the smoke and the particles will actually remain. So this person's just going to go ahead and teleport away. They're then going to teleport back. Those blocks have gone, but the smoke particles are still there. This won't happen anymore. Although a smoking chest for aesthetics does look pretty impressive. Lily pads no longer flicker when seen from afar. But also, sunflowers no longer flicker when seen from afar. We have a bug report. Z-fighting when looking at lily pads from a distance at certain angles. I had experienced this before. This goes back to 2020 and is a render dragon issue affecting all of these versions. So basically, if you had these, for example, you went really far in the sky, it got to a certain point where they would start to Z-fight. That does not happen anymore, and you shouldn't have these issues. But again, I've got shaders enabled, so things do seem a little bit grainy. More of a technical change, but Fencegate blocks use stat Minecraft cardinal direction instead of Minecraft direction using string values. North, south, east, and west. Like I said, more of a technical change. Graphical, the dark edges around the screen at low Y coordinates now fade in gradually rather than appearing suddenly. We have a bug report. After Y equals -10, the heights of the screen edges darken. Now, this was reported back in 2021, affected all of these versions, and you can kind of see it happening around the sides here. Kind of like you're falling through the void, but you're technically not. That's been resolved. Mobs, a creaking's eyes now render, even when the creaking is invisible, provided it has a target. Magma Cube. The new Magma Cube model and texture are now only used by resource packs that explicitly override them, as they have been renamed to differentiate them from the original assets. This change is retroactive starting from version 1.21.60. I had no idea that they have rechanged and remodeled the magma, but if you're a resource pack maker, that makes sense. Stability and performance fixed an issue where the optional and required resource packs couldn't be downloaded when joining a multiplayer game if it was cancelled on the first download and join attempt. User interface. Touch controls. It is now possible to place blocks on top of containers when flying downwards, like on PC. We have a bug report. Slight pain for mobile players. Here is a video. As you guys know, when placing down a crafting table and trying to place something else on top, it can be a little bit of a pain, and it opens up the crafting table. That's not going to happen anymore. You can place blocks on top. Inbox messages with long content are now scrollable with gamepad immediately after entering the screen. Fixed an unknown error has occurred when downloading resource packs under specific circumstances. Touch controls for pick block is now available for both survival and creative. This is huge. So I have nothing in my inventory. On PC, if I middle click, I end up picking up the specific item, right? I actually didn't realize how many people on mobile didn't know that this was a feature. People thought if this was introduced to survival, it's going to ruin it. That's not how it works in survival. So let me show you guys a prime example. I would have this set up like this, right? I would then have these here. So let's say I've only got like 5 of these here. I'm going to go ahead and start building a house, right? So we'll start building a house. Oh no, I've run out. If I now middle click, it's going to put these blocks in here, although this is infested and not regular cobble. Regardless, you can see here. And when I eventually run out of all of these, if I was to do it again, it's going to quickly select them. This is incredibly useful. So let's say I was to grab myself some dirt blocks, for example, here. I was to get rid of these, I picked up the dirt blocks. I have them in my inventory. I can quick select them. This is huge for touch players. There is a new toggle, a new button available. So, yeah, now available in survival. Give it a whirl and let me know if it's better or not. So according to the trial mode, remove the sign-in, profile, inbox, and gathering buttons from the start menu in the trial mode. Remove the profile button from the pause menu in the trial mode. Vanilla parity, huge changes. Let's read the changelog here. This might well be the biggest generation parity Bedrock Edition has seen, starting with the biomes. So you can see here, they are now putting the generations on par. So for example, plains. Short grass now generates more frequently and in larger amounts. So if I was to show you guys this, there is a comparison here. This right here was Bedrock and this right here was Java. They are now going to be on parity in terms of things generating. This has been a much needed and requested change for literally 8 years, I think Smokey Stack said. Something insane. So I'll go through a couple of these here. It says eye blossoms and pale moss carpets no longer generate inside pale oak tree trunks. It then says the vegetation of many overworld biomes has been updated to more closely match Java and align with the intended look and feel of Minecraft. Overworld applies to all biomes. Pumpkins now generate in large patches. Dandelions are now altered with poppies when generating in flower patches. Sugar canes no longer generate through other blocks. The plains one is one of my favorite ones. We have sunflower plains. It says generates in more cohesive patches. Mushroom fields. Mushrooms now generate in larger patches. Savanna, I like this one. Short grass now generates more frequently in larger amounts. Tall grass now generates less frequently, but in larger patches. There's so many changes here. If we go down to the old grove spruce taiga here, sweetberry bush patches now generate. Apparently, they were actually not a thing. Apparently, they just never generated at all. So these go on and on and on and on. They've got like jungle. Trees are now denser, so you actually feel like you are walking through a deep jungle. I don't know, something's gonna jump out at you. I feel like jungles definitely need more mobs. Big jungle trees now generate more frequently. Jungle bushes are now larger. Bamboos are now denser. This goes on literally like constantly. We've got swamp changes. Blue orchids now generate more frequently and in larger patches. Lily pads now generate more frequently. So I'm a huge fan of this. Like, I know we are always talking about them taking away Bedrock's identity. However, I will say Java's world generation, especially with the overworld, is a lot more of a pleasant experience compared to Bedrock. These are huge changes. If you're in a pre-existing world, obviously when you find and discover new biomes and chunks, this will be applied. A couple of pictures here, for example, Mark Jones says, now Bedrock really does look more like Java. Toycat did a comparison. Wasn't too much of a good one here, to be honest. You can see here less flowers, but now features more grass. Not sure how I feel about that. Someone did say, for this biome, it's this is unironically a terrible change, including, in my opinion, including grass, yes, but don't remove flowers with their density. So you might see a bunch more tweaks to this going forward, but I think this is a really good introduction. Now, I'm here inside of a savanna for this very reason. Like, savannas have... That looks really cool over there, doesn't it? Savannas are well known for the really, really tall grass. It really bugs me, but this is a brand new well, brand new seed, and it's not actually happening over here. So, yeah, I like the fact that they've reduced it in certain biomes, improved it in certain biomes. Go and do some exploring, and I guarantee you'll probably see something and go like, wow, that actually looks a lot better now. Moving on to the block parity, the pale oak leaves no longer appear lighter than on Java. Now, I do have obviously packs on, so it might still look a little bit lighter, but apparently on Bedrock, it was incredibly light. It's now been changed. Renamed banners no longer lose their custom names when broken or when washed in cauldrons. So this right here is the Mojang banner. If I was to clean it, it will still say Mojang banner. It no longer loses that stuff. It says twisting vines and weeping vines now have an increased chance of dropping as an item when broken with fortune enchanted tools, including a 100% drop chance when using fortune 3. So I wanted to do like a double test here. I've got 2 pickaxes. One has regular fortune. You can see that time it didn't drop, but they did. do it again. It did drop there. 100% drop rate if you are using Fortune 3. So, yeah, Fortune even more useful inside of the Nether. Apparently, dispensers couldn't dispense shulker boxes inside of water. Now, they actually can. Moving on to items. Suspicious stews crafted with tulips. Now apply the weakness effect for 7 seconds when consumed, matching Java. So previously, I think it was like 5 for Bedrock Edition. So if we now make ourselves the suspicious stew, we drink this, eat this, sorry, hit this real quick. It is actually 7 seconds. Just couldn't do it quick enough. And then it also says here, suspicious stews with weakness effect acquired from shipwrecks and trading with villages. Now apply the weakness effect for 7 seconds when consumed. As for your sounds, nether brick slab, red nether brick slab, nether brick walls, red nether brick walls, cracked nether bricks, and chiseled nether bricks now have the same sound as Java. So these are all now going to match in terms of sounds. So yeah, they now all have the same. And last but not least, we have the technical changes. As always, if you're interested in the technical side of Minecraft, I'll leave the link down below so you can read it. There's a lot of add-on related changes, and the community seemed to be really hyped over the last couple of betas and previews. We won't get to see this update until early 2025, but we do have some very, very promising things. So if you're interested in this, link is down below. So that's it for today's beta and preview. I know everyone's excited for shaders. It's coming in 2025. I do imagine a download will then be available on the marketplace, especially for console players. The only platform that doesn't have access to this right now is going to be Nintendo Switch, and I highly doubt it's going to be released on that platform because that platform struggles with regular Minecraft, never mind a shader-like experience. But hopefully today's video has kept you all updated. If you could leave a like, I really appreciate it, and leave a comment if you made it this far in today's video saying, hey Echo, that's a pretty nice sunflower. I'll see you all in the next video.